I'm about $1. I'm about $1. You can tell me nada.
Nada.
What's up with it? Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday to everyone. Welcome to Leave It on the Court podcast with your host, Shay Dons, and my little bro.
Yes, what up, though?
When we talk about everything basketball, NBA basketball. You know what I'm saying? Before we get the show started, I would like to send a special shout out to my Uncle Stan. Happy birthday, gang! Happy birthday! He made 80. He made it 84. He made 84 this past week. Just went to go celebrate his birthday yesterday. Had a blast with my family. I love all of y'all. So, like I said, happy birthday, Uncle Stan. Love you, big dog. Love you, big dog. So, let's get the show started. Today, we are going to talk about Darvin Ham. We're going to talk about, Jesus, it debates me. We're going to talk about the 65 game rule.
Yes, sir.
And we're also going to talk about what's the last
The All-Star reserves, sir.
Reserves.
You had fun last night.
I had fun last night. I had too much fun last night.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all still recuperating. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So, Darvin Ham, the Lakers, All-Star reserves, and the 65 game rule.
Yes, sir.
So, with that, where we starting at, Brody? Sorry about that.
We'll start off. I just want to tell all of our subscribers, don't hesitate to click like, share on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media platforms, YouTube, at Leave It on the Court podcast, man. But let's get into this Darvin Ham stuff, right? I've been watching the Lakers, and I'm just as confused as everybody else is as far as like with the rotations and continuity and Ron putting out cryptic messages with a little time sent on his X account. Should Darvin Ham lose his job, man?
I'm gonna probably get a lot of backlash for the people who do watch us for this. Maybe even you. I don't blame Darvin Ham at all.
Okay.
I don't blame Darvin Ham. I don't blame him at all. I blame I blame the GOAT.
Okay.
And I blame Anthony Davis. That's who I blame. I'm on the side with Stephen A. and all these dudes. You sit up here, it's no excuses. They just went and beat, by the way, they beat the Celtics this week without neither one of these guys. So my blame goes to LeBron and AD. What the hell's going on over there? LeBron is a coach on the floor. So when you have LeBron, it's like your coach is almost like null and void over there on the sidelines. If you look at his last three coaches where they like, you know what I'm saying, they weren't domineering coaches and stuff like that. Darvin Ham was probably the closest thing you get to a voice in the locker room, but he's still partners with LeBron. So we already know who's really coaching people. When we watch the huddles and stuff like that, it's LeBron calling the plays and telling who and where everybody needs to go. It's not really the coach. So I'm not blaming the coach. I'm blaming for LeBron and them not playing. LeBron not playing defense. I'm blaming the team for not being veterans because they got a team full of veterans. Y'all sitting up here getting beat on sure lack of effort. They're not getting beat because they're a bad team or anything because they just won the in-season tournament. Why would you want to fire a coach when you just won the first championship, in-season championship?
Right. Okay. I see you.
That makes no sense. So it was all good. Everything was good. What's the song? It was all good just a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all bad because y'all can't win. You want to drop Hourglass and all this stuff, dude. You been old, so your shit is been on. I don't even know why you even posting that right now. You've been old since 35 in the NBA. If we talking NBA, we talking about NBA years. Keep it real.
Okay. All right.
LeBron been old, so that Hourglass went up when he was 33. So I don't know what he think he gonna. He think he gonna win a championship?
Yes.
Boy,
Yes.
Bron, sit
That's
your
what he
old ass
thinks.
down.
Yes.
Sit your old ass
Yes.
down somewhere,
Yes.
bro. You're not gonna get a ring in this era with AD. He's not. He's gonna have to go. He's gonna have to do the journeyman thing. He's gonna have to do the Melo and Iverson and what everybody else. If he wants another ring, he's gonna have to go be just a guy on a good team.
Let me ask you this. You spoke to lackluster and effort
Mm-hmm.
just a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a coach like, and I'm not saying that, this coach will become a Laker, but do you think a coach like Eric Spoelstra would uh, make a change that Darvin Ham wouldn't make as far as getting players more motivated to play? What I've noticed is that the Lakers, after just doing a little Google search, the Lakers are 29th in the NBA as far as like the defensive rating, and only in the first quarter, right? But in the fourth quarter, they're ranked like number 2 out the entire NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which
do you think a
made
coach
my
like
point.
Ty Lue or Spoelstra would get the team around them more involved and more motivated to play in the first versus how it is now?
Well, first of all, with Spoelstra, uh, the Heat has a culture already. So you come in with that mindset already. Is that if you ain't doing your job, you're gonna get benched. You know what I mean? So I've always loved, like, look. I hate Bill Belichick. I hate, like, here. I hate his soul.
Why,
Okay.
why would you mention
Well,
his
wait,
name on this
wait,
show,
let me.
bro?
Well, hold on. The concept of putting fear and fire to that ass
Uh-huh.
is when I think of
Okay.
when I think of him. You feel me? And I feel like when you get to these teams with these veteran teams like LeBron's on and stuff like that, you can't find a coach that's going to do that at this point in their career. They have to set fire to their own ass, and they have to set fire to the other teams. Now, it's cool when you come in with a culture that's established already, that you got to play, you got to hustle, you got to play defense and all this stuff. But when you come into a culture that isn't, when you come into a culture, this Laker culture, that isn't based on those type of things, it's hard to just hit a switch, and it's hard to bring in a coach after we, halfway through the season, and you think everybody just gonna turn up when he walked through the door. Like, it would take somebody like a Phil Jackson or something like that for players to even recognize him in the sense of, oh, he could really trade my ass, or he might really sit me and not care. Like, you know what I mean? And that I also think that's a problem with a lot of LeBron's teams too. He picks these coaches who don't have that backbone to where he can place fear in players and make them play and make them respect his style of basketball. Like, I thought that Darvin was going to be one of those strong voices in the locker room that would change the culture, but he's just one of the guys. You know what I mean? So when you just
Okay.
one of the guys, the coaches don't look at you like, oh, this dude might not play me tonight. Oh, this dude, if I miss practice, it's gonna be all bad. He's gonna come in there and talk to you like, man, I know, bro. I know how it be. Females be having you up all night. Just make sure you don't happen. Make sure this don't happen no more. You know what I'm saying? So compared to a Phil or somebody like that, it's like, all right, you ain't playing today. You didn't come to practice. You didn't show up to whatever meeting or whatever it was. You ain't playing to halftime. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
that set fire to people's asses. So defense is a thing that you have to be on your players about. That's not because it's a want. You have to want to play defense. And a coach can bring that out of you, but there's no coaches left with that type of level of respect, especially with the age group that LeBron has. Like I said, it would take a field, somebody really, Pat Riley, somebody really established to come there and put fire to their ass. You know what I mean? Even LeBron, like LeBron, LeBron would get benched. If you looked at some of the defensive plays that he does, some of that Olay defense that he be running, I be sitting his ass like, bro, your dude you got 27, but your dude got 30. Like, what are we doing?
So just looking at, I don't think that Darvin Ham will be fired or anything this season. I think it's too late in the season for that. Like Philly pulled a bold move over there. Not Philly, but I'm sorry, Milwaukee
Milwaukee. Yeah.
pulled a bold move getting rid of their coach. I don't think Lakers would do that. And even if they did, that wouldn't address all the issues that the Lakers have.
Mhm.
However, seeing these inconsistencies in that lineup,
Mhm.
uh, especially after you had a lineup that was working for you last year in the postseason, that ended up getting you to the Western Conference and not playing them like you should. Like for instance, there was a game against OKC where you sat. Now they were all perfectly healthy. You sat Rui, you sat D'Lo and Austin Reeves. They didn't start that game, and was surprised when y'all got beat by OKC. Like the inconsistencies is hard to build a rhythm around.
Mhm.
For a minute, you had um um shoot the centers starting. Crap.
Woods.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Christian Wood starting, and then you turn around and then you put Anthony Davis at the five with the other backup center. It is hard for anybody to build a rhythm, and I saw there was some inconsistencies in the style of defense you're playing too. For a minute, y'all was chasing on the pick and rolls and forcing everybody into the basket and having AD swat everything. Last game, I saw y'all switching everything. Anthony Davis and D'Lo got mixed up on a play because D'Lo, instead of switching, he wouldn't chase them around, and Anthony Davis didn't know whether to step up or back up. Like these are things that you have to consistently work at in practice and in games to figure out what we're doing. That's how you build chemistry. So if you keep putting different personnels out there and you going through one or two or three defense, and even on the offensive end, I saw them try something like a five out or for teams who shoot the ball well and got five athletes on the floor who can all pass, dribble, and shoot. Lakers is not a five-out team. Y'all were running the 4-1, having Anthony Davis inside and LeBron and everybody else outside. So y'all, it's just super duper inconsistent. How are we supposed to
Mhm.
establish any kind of rhythm, any kind of chemistry if shit keep changing based on who's starting, who's sitting? I would be confused as hell, dog. You're right
Well,
there.
that's a fire, boy. Cali, you already know. Check it out. This is my thing. Do you really think that he's calling the plays?
I would hope so.
do you,
I would
do
hope
you
so.
really think? Do you really? Have you seen the Lakers huddle?
I see. I watch the NBA, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, he's speaking up on the sideline. His lips are moving. I see him calling something. I know
Okay,
he making the
okay.
decisions as far as
Okay, is LeBron quiet?
LeBron ain't quiet. No, LeBron ain't
Okay,
quiet.
there we go. Okay, so okay.
It's-
I'm gonna be. We're gonna reenact a Lakers huddle, right? Everybody come to the sideline. Darvin like, all right, guys, gotta get your hustle on, man. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna need you guys, and LeBron go, hold on, coach. Hey, I need y'all to run this play, run this play, and I need you to go here. D-Lo, I need you to go here. D-Lo, okay, coach, go ahead. Yeah, what he said. Break. That's it. Like, are we serious? Are we serious? You gonna listen to a guy with no rings, or you listen to a guy with 4 rings? What we doing? What we talking about?
I think
What we
y'all
talking
give
about?
LeBron too much
Bruh,
credit when it comes to.
bruh,
Y'all think he got like, absolute power in these.
bruh. No, I like they put mics on the huddle and stuff, and mics on him, and certain people that
Of
I
course, yeah,
watch
yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube that be
yeah,
lip
yeah.
reading and stuff. They would call a huddle, and on the way out the huddle, LeBron would be, talking to the players. I'm not gonna say he's saying something different. I'm just saying that you you have respect for somebody who done it. compared to somebody he's a new coach too, and he hasn't been there before. The Darvin hasn't had any real playoff experience either, coaching, but playing, and he wasn't a head coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, he's a face. You know, and teams don't practice no more. You know that teams don't barely practice anymore. You know what I'm saying? Especially older veteran teams. And like I said, he's one of them coaches to where he ain't gonna hold you to that. You know what I'm saying? To like, hey, we got practice Tuesday, Wednesday, blah 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 blah. Because he's been a player. He's gonna be like, hey, look, I know y'all tired. We got back to back next week, so we might practice once this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a wrap for the Lakers. I only understand what people are trying to make this a big deal for, to be honest. I really don't. Outside the fact that LeBron's on the team, the Lakers are done. Like, as of this season, like next season, yeah, but it's too many young and good teams. And I hate to say it because I wanted to see the Lakers do something this year. I really did. But I think the time has passed. Like with the Warriors, maybe.
We'll
LeBron.
talk about the Warriors right now.
I mean, the
Don't.
father time is finally caught up him, and people think it's like, okay, but he's putting up 25, 7 and 7. Yeah, but it's not getting wins. You know what I mean? If he was doing that and they were winning, or at least over, they're barely over 500. If they was over 500, like staying over 500, but they bouncing under, over, over, like, you know what I mean? That 25-7, and AD is having one of the best seasons he had in probably 2 or 3 seasons, and they're losing. And he ain't street clothes this year. He actually suited. He see AD suited up. He suited up AD. That's what we're gonna call him right now. He's suited up. So when you have both of your stars on the team, I'm really gonna go with a lot of reporters, man. LeBron is doing a lot of finger pointing, like, you know what I'm saying, with the hourglass thing. Whenever LeBron start losing, it's somebody else's fault. And I think finally, at this point in his career, it's his fault.
Of course, he's part of the problem. He takes plays off. He's a part of the problem. I don't think he is the problem, but he's a part of the problem. Coaching, to me, affects the regular season way more than it affects the postseason. I think your stars get you through the postseason, somewhat on your coaching, but that regular season, you as a coach need to motivate and create a atmosphere that makes players want to play, makes them want to play harder,
John, do
makes
you
them
hear yourself?
want to build rhythm, makes them put consistency.
So
Like,
400 million ain't doing it.
no, 400 million.
$70 million ain't doing it. These contracts, these fools are sitting on. Are we serious?
No.
What are we talking about right here? Motivation? Are we fucking serious? Excuse my French. Motivation?
Motivation.
Man, quit,
And
bro.
when you're
If
talking
yo, if
about
yo,
hold on, when you talk about 70 million, you're talking about your stars. I don't think LeBron and AD are the problem as far as like being motivated.
but I'm talking about, I don't care, bro. Any millions, bro. If I'm making 25, 7, 8, 10, 1, you're getting killed. What are we talking about? Just off the fact I'm on the court with you, it's time to die. So what are we talking about? Motivation. Every time another dude is across from me telling me he gonna beat me, that's enough motivation right there.
That's speaking from folks like me and you who
Kobe, Jordan,
grew up in an
Duncan.
impoverished life, right? But these dudes been making millions since 18. These dudes been in the spotlight ever since. They don't know what it is to get it out there like
15,
that.
but 14, 15, 16. I don't care how long you've been a star. Because it ain't about that. It shouldn't be. It should be about being competitive.
Of course, right.
Period. So all that other crap is just icing on the cake. The getting paid, the shine, all that stuff is icing on the cake. You ain't finna beat me today.
Okay.
And
So I
and
get
none
that.
of and you can't coach that, Jan. You can't
It's
coach
about
that.
it's about 10 athletes in the entire NBA that feel
But
that
see,
way. You ain't finna beat me
but
today.
but
It's that
but
competitive,
listen,
right?
I know that.
So as,
Okay, so what pisses me off is that so many players talk about Kobe's hunger as if they're incapable of having it themselves. Well, you know what I hate to hear an NBA player say his hustle was different. Kobe
okay.
Kobe, he got up at 5. You know, I can't do that. That's how. As soon as he said I can't, that's how I feel.
look, look.
Why? Because you should be like, wifey, what was his regimen? What
and
did this dude do every day?
and she would be like, even if I told you, you couldn't do
I
it.
know, but I'm saying, but I know she wouldn't say that, but we know in
Because
her mind. But no, but see, you sound out of pocket. He's not inhuman. He's not from out of fucking space or something.
maybe
I mean, come on,
he
man. Let's be
is.
real. Let's be realistic, because
Maybe
let's
he
be
is.
realistic. Let's
Maybe
be
he
realistic, man. Because
is.
great players have come before and since him, so he's not. He's not like an anomaly or something. He just worked harder than other people.
It
That don't make you
is.
an anomaly. That makes you want it more.
It's.
That makes you more
It's. Mm-hmm,
competitive. That when you like, bro,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's agitating. It's agitating because I don't even know no other way. I don't even.
Look.
I don't even know no other way. So when I hear all these players are privileged, they're spoiled brats, or blah blah blah. Oh, this coach has to motivate me to get up and blah blah blah. Bro, it just makes my skin crawl, bro. And people like LeBron, when you want to be put in this forum as the greatest of all time and stuff like that, and you want to be next to the mics and stuff like that, and you ain't playing no defense, and you ain't doing this or whatever, how can you ask for that burden? Because it's really a
Okay.
burden. It's
Okay.
really a burden being the GOAT. Because everybody's coming for it.
Okay.
You can't take
So
plays off. Even at 39, once you on the court, you on the court. So everything goes. Everything goes. So that means you got to play defense. You got to play offense. I just, man. Oh, my
all right. So
God. Go ahead. I'm
you went on
sorry.
your own, right? So I'll say this. Then why even need coaches? If
They don't
if
really
if
after
my
you
job is
by
not
your
there
fifth
to
year.
if my job is not there to motivate and to speak life into you and to draw plays, why do I need you? Because honestly, when you talk about that, there's only like 10 players throughout the history of this entire of 5,000 people who've been in this NBA. There's only about 10 people who got that kind of mentality. And even if they had it, their body wouldn't allow them to get to that point where Kobe, Jordan, Bron, those guys have been. This shit is special. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, you can think about it. You can have those thoughts. But until you wake up at 4 a.m., go to practice, and then come back, take a nap, and go back at 7 a.m., then come back and eat, then go back again at 3, all right, film session, and then go to your team practice, and then do that shit again, and then do it all week, and then do it all month, and then do it all year, even in the off season. Like that shit is different. That's
You're
why
making me
they
mad
are
right now.
on. That's
You're
why
making
they're
me
on
so
the
mad.
pedestal.
You're
Like,
making excuses for people that's getting paid to do this. This is your fuck. This is your job. This is not. This is not something you're just picking up and doing. Oh, today I gotta go to practice meeting. Blah blah blah. You know, tomorrow I might have to do that. You're getting paid an enormous amount of money to
mm-hmm,
do that.
mm-hmm.
So I don't. Look,
You get an
look.
enormous amount of somebody to do something you love to
You
do, but they
supposed to love to do it. You can't say you love to do it. Yeah, you're a baller. Where was your basketball when you went to bed?
in my bed
When you woke up, where was your basketball? Yeah.
and wrapped in my arms.
When
But
you when you was walking down the street, where was your basketball? Yeah.
in my hand and on
When
the
you were on
concrete.
the bus, Where were you? Where was your basketball, Yarn?
My hands are on my backpack,
When you was in class, where was your basketball, Yarn?
hidden under my desk.
Stop.
Look,
What are we
look,
talking about?
but that's different because even then, talking about me, my knees couldn't hold up, my elbow couldn't hold up, my shoulder couldn't hold up. So it's one thing to talk about these things, but
But you didn't have the privileges that you just said these dudes had, though. If our family might have missed the 80s, you might not have had the same issues because you wouldn't have had people that have been able to work on them. So now let's take that excuse away because you just said these dudes are privileged. They're with the best trainers, working with the best people since they been a teenager. So my body can't take it. Let's kill that. That's over with. So what's the next one? What's the next excuse you're gonna give these dudes? It's
I'm
a
just telling you what the
dude making
reality
300 million and he averaging 23 points. What are we talking about?
is. So speaking of that, right, with the 65 game rule, James Jones from Fox Sports, he came out and said, let's call a spade a spade. These are quotes now. NBA players are soft. Do you agree with him?
Facts. You just said it. You just explained it right there when you said it. When a dude say, "Oh man, I had to walk through. I had a thing, I had a blah blah blah, and then I gotta go back tomorrow at 7 in the morning." Da, 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 da. And then you got Kobe's, and you got some other players that do this too. Stephen Curry's and stuff like that, who's up already at 5. He's already at the gym. Damn, when did you get here? Oh, I've been here. Why are you just getting here? What are we talking about? There's a difference for being good, damn good, and great.
There is.
Once you get to this point of where you're getting paid all this money, that should be the only thing. You done did all the stuff to get to this point. Everything, the running, the working hard, the coach is talking smack in your ear, the getting up every day, having to work hard just to get to the league. And then you get to the league and you lazy now? Just because you getting paid and everything? Like, what are we talking about, bruh? Like, this dude is mad that you have to play 65 games to get your check. When you had these dudes back in the day, even I mean, forget Jordan. Let's talk about everybody in the NBA, and especially in the Dr. J days. You had to play every game to get that check, and even still, you had a job after the game. Literally, they had to go work to work. Some of them players had to go play a game, and on their off day, they had to work a regular job to maintain. So you complaining that you had to go play on your hamstring for a couple of quarters just to get your check, or you had to come back a day earlier, which we've had conversations about before, because we say these players be wanting to come back, but it be the coaches that's stopping them and stuff. So
Sometimes, yeah.
some of these dudes, so we just found out that's fucking false. Because Embiid, I know for a fact they wasn't gonna nobody in that office was like, oh, he going back early from his knee injury. What? No, tell him to stop. Stop the truck. Stop the bus. And be like, no, I need to make the All-Star. I'm trying to get MVP. No, I'm playing. So all that the coach is stopping you crap, that's dead too. So what are we talking about? If these dudes want to play, they can play. They don't play because they're spoiled. Greg Popovich killed half of the league. I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm putting it out there. Greg Popovich, old man ass, because he needed breaks. I'm gonna give players breaks too. I don't want to practice today either. I got 5 rings, 6 rings. You tired, Tony? You tired, Tim? Me too. No practice today.
Don't call him over. I love me some Popovich, but
Bruh.
yeah, once I heard the story that Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker was sitting in the Chick-fil-A while the game was going on.
The
I was
fans is
like,
walking by like, wait a minute.
wait a minute, wait a
I'm on
minute.
my way to the game and I bought tickets. Uh,
That's,
Come
but
on, bro.
but to speak on James Jones, whatever the hell his name is, no, I don't think NBA players are soft. I think you had this exception of superstar players who took advantage of a rule. They swung too far left. They started taking games off because they was tired or stayed up too late or whatever. Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, and now the rest of the league has to. The chickens came home to roost. I need you to play 65 games. I don't think however, I don't think they soft though. I do think that the rules in today's NBA are soft, but I don't think
I
the
think the
guys are soft.
I think they made well. You can't have one without the other, bro, baby, bro. You can't have one
Break it down.
without the other. I'm gonna let you know how. If I'm not getting, if okay, your body. Let's you say you got certain animals that grow in their habitat. So you know, what I'm saying like a snake. You keep a snake in a smaller enclosure, he won't get as big. You know what I'm saying? You let
Okay.
it free, he might be as long as you let it out more. It might be long as whatchamacallit. Certain animals grow according to their habitat, right?
Right.
If I'm not getting the same calls, and if I'm not, don't have the same physicality, if I'm not working out in the same, I'm not backing people down and feeling that, you know what I'm saying? Your body works towards that. Just like people that, what's a good example? You know how people that work with their hands, like cooks
So
and chefs and stuff, and after
I'm
a
feeling no
minute,
calluses.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you get immune to the heat and stuff. Like I have those hands. Like I worked in the kitchen pretty much my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So the heat don't hit me the same as somebody else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Same thing with your body when you're playing. And this was one of the truest statements that I heard that Arena said. He said that when you play more, your body adjusts to that. So you're less likely to be injured. That's why players like Jordan's with the slim figures and stuff like that, he didn't get injured as much because his body had adapted to the wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? And if you
That
look,
makes sense.
a lot of the players in the '80s, the Clydes and everything, they played through a lot of stuff. Yeah, people was hurt, but their body lasted a lot longer than these dudes' bodies is lasting.
Okay. All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And I believe there's something to that. I believe constantly being physical, constantly moving your legs and stuff like that, your body builds calluses towards that stuff. Your knees, everything gets stronger because you're using it. And a lot of the players that play all the time, if you look at players that LeBron, a player that played all the time, look how his body has adjusted to playing. I truly believe that's why he's playing at 38 and 39. Not of course how he takes care of his body too, but the fact that he actually plays most of the games up until what? He's about 37, 38. That's when he actually started,
Yeah.
something he got hurt
Start
a
getting
little bit
injured.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but you gotta think from 18 to now, I mean, to that point, he never had a really major injury, and I think it was due to the fact that he was, what I'm saying, playing all the time. So I think Tim Duncan and all these dudes, I really think that there's something to that. The body builds up to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Kobe, just all these dudes that love to play basketball, that always on the court and stuff like that. Their body was built for that. Even Kevin Durant, he wasn't real injury prone until late into his Oklahoma. What he got maybe a knee injury in Oklahoma, or was
yeah.
that after or
It
something
wasn't
like
until
that?
Golden
But
State where
he's another um he's another one of them dudes that played basketball all the time. You know what I'm saying? And your body builds up to that. And I think the players that play basketball, James Harden, another dude, always played basketball. He didn't get hurt until late in his career. Russell only got hurt because of Patrick Beverly. Up until that point, Russell didn't have a scratch.
Hmm.
So I really think it's something to that, and I think that these dudes that take time off and stuff like that, they body, you know what I'm saying? That's just how you. That's like starting a cold car. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't. If you take 2 days off and then all right, you got a game tonight, and I just boom, and I'm out there back and forth, back and back, boom, 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 for a whole 3 hours, blah blah blah. Your body like, hey, hey. You know what we was doing these last 2 days, right? Wasn't this?
BBM
You
BBM
know what I'm
referencing
saying?
LeBron said he understood that his body is his money, and I agree with that. So to speak to your point, Damian Lillard had made a statement about the coaches and the doctors were kind of like determined based on whatever computation that there's a 20% chance you'll get hurt this game, but there's like a 60% chance you'll get hurt this game. So maybe you should sit in this game. And Dame and CJ McCollum was like, we ain't sitting, dog.
Yeah,
Like we gonna play. So
yeah.
so there is at least a bird in your ear from your team or your coach or your doctors or whatever saying that maybe you should miss this game. But
No, I'm
a
not
lot of
saying
times
that
it's
they
up
don't
to
say
you
it,
as
but when you're a
a
player
player.
of that
Yeah,
caliber, you make the choice at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially when you up in the LeBrons and the Dames and stuff like that. You ain't, man, whatever you saying is whatever you saying. If I want to do this, I'm gonna do this. I can get you fired if you fucking with me. Type,
Now look,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop
look.
playing with me. I'm
I
playing.
don't know. I listened to I was listening to Stephen A talk about it, and I was listening to Draymond Green talk about the 65 game rule. Now, Draymond made a statement about, everyone is happy with the 65 game rule until you get bums or undeserving players on your all NBA teams or your MVPs or your all defensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna feel kind of way if I see somebody like I don't know, Jared Allen on your All NBA team, knowing that Joel Embiid, even though he only played 55 games, he was averaging 36, should have been on this team. So there's going to be implications as far as like legacy and money concerned with this 65 game rule.
It's their fault.
Making not necessarily their fault because they wasn't the ones that was resting, not these particular
No,
players.
I'm
It
not.
was some of
So
their
I'm
NBA
saying the
brothers.
players, but
Right.
I'm saying they all in a union together. So pass the word along. Hey, start playing games before they hate
Start
on us,
resting.
bruh.
So
Yeah.
Draymond Green made a point where you saying, man, we know when a guy's legitimately hurt versus a guy who's
Pretending.
egregiously resting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we as the voters and as the media can see that, and we should be able to vote on that as a collective conscience rather than setting a strict game limit. Money is tied into making these all NBA teams.
Mm-hmm.
And when discussing legacy, like me and you, Jordan made the All NBA team 13 times. He was All Star this many times. He had this many MVPs. He did this. Well, the same thing is not going to be applied for these new players going forward. Joel Embiid is going to miss out on his MVP. He's going to miss out on his on an All NBA team, and so on and so on. And that will discount him as being as one of the greatest centers ever, because that's the kind of performance he's putting up. Because he's going to miss out on his team. Also, you're going to have a situation where they implemented the super max contract rule for Kevin Durant when he went to the Warriors in order for these teams to be able to retain their stars. We can give you more money than anybody else can if you stay with us. But of course, stipulation, you need to make the all NBA team. You need to make an all defensive team. You need to make MVP. You need to do something to show. Well, I played 63 games. But I averaged 35 points. But I didn't make this all NBA team. So now you can't keep me as a team because any other team can pay me the same amount of money. Imagine Joel Embiid with the Golden State Warriors next year because he didn't make all NBA because he only played 52 games.
You know what that sound like to me? Somebody need to find and call LeBron's trainer. That's what that sound like. That's what that sound like. Bruh, what I Hey, somebody sound like somebody need to start spending $1 million on his body. That's what it sounds like. All you
I
hear is
just,
a bunch of. All I hear is wah, wah. That's all I hear coming out your mouth right now. Seriously, a bunch of
I
crying.
think
I don't want to
we
hear none of that shit, bro. You get paid $200 million. Go get your body right. You should be able to play 65. 65 games, Jan.
well, I'm talking about money
But
now. I'm talking about
no,
money
what I'm
just like
saying
you.
though, all you have to play is 65 games.
All
Your
right.
body can't make it for 65 games, but you want to get paid, but you want that $70 million bonus though, right? So, okay, now only stipulation I will place on this is the injury thing. If somebody's really injured, that lot of time, wait a minute, that lot of time should be voided out. If he's at if he's at a certain point, game point average, everything, all the stats should be held to that until he's back from injury. But immediately after he's back from injury, if he doesn't have a caliber game, let's say by his third game, then his shit drop. Do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand people do be hurt, but
Okay.
it's two ways. It's two ways to think about that though. It's you taking care of yourself in the off
Yeah.
season to where you know you have to make to this certain point or whatever. So you know your body needs to be right. Are you doing the proper things, the eating, making sure you come into the season all the way healthy and stuff like
You can
that.
sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are, and then the other thing is like taking it more serious now. You have to take it more serious now because we are talking about legacy and money and stuff like that. But this revert back to what I was saying at first. It should have always been about that. And forget all that. It's about this another dude standing across from me and just time to die. Okay? Only way I can do that is if I can play.
If I play,
You feel
I
me? So I'm gonna figure out a way to play. Forget the 65 games, because I'm doing that in my sleep. Because you know what? It's a dude that's over there on in the other locker room that's plotting to give me the business.
yeah.
Pause. So my goal every night, Jan, every night, bro. We mean. You know how we are in the hoop court. You know what I'm saying? There is no night off for you or me because every game I'm here to prove a point. Man, my name is on my back. Are you serious? I'm
People
representing.
gonna see me.
I'm representing hundreds of people. Like it's no time for days off. This is supposed to be my dream. This is what I worked for. This is what I was doing. This is why I did everything to get to this point for a reason. And I feel like the reason has been lost. Like I say, injuries, they need to be some type of stipulation for the injuries. I really, truly understand that. People
Okay.
get hurt. People get hurt. I feel that was my one thing about it. Damn, they count the injury time too? Damn, that's kind of messed up. But they'll figure that out. This is the first year is going on. You know how that go. The first year is usually the test year. You try to, pull out, you start by the second or third year, pretty much got it right, fix things and stuff like that. And, but the players, from what we've seen from this last, 6, 7, 8 years, decade almost, they'll find a way to freak it. They'll find a way to make that injury report become a solid injury report so they can get their ass their rest. That's what James Jones was talking about with the softness. It ain't got nothing to do with none of this stuff. It's this. It's this. Bro,
Football.
we see people walk on fire, shove knives down their throats because of this. Because of
Look,
this.
football players are always calling basketball players soft. That's just been since these games were created, man. That's just how I go. And the generation before is always going to call the generation under soft.
Oh, you
So,
talking about the football player? I thought you were talking about the basketball players
nah,
and
nah,
James Jones basketball players.
nah, nah.
Well, yeah,
Look,
oh man, when look, check this out. First of all, football players shouldn't be analyzing basketball anyway. Stick to your
straight
sport,
up.
dog. But you know what I mean.
Look,
But like, you know what I'm saying. Of course, that's yeah. When you, if had I realized that's who you were talking about. But basketball players are soft, bro. These players are soft. These players are soft. They're spoiled, bro. Look at what we're talking about. Somebody's complaining about having to play too much. What are we
listen,
doing?
listen to me. Listen to me. There's a difference between crying and just having a conversation about it, right? Crying is, well, I got to play something like I was tired.
No,
I was sleepy.
Halliburton was crying.
Halliburton was crying, but Draymond Green was just saying some of these
Oh
players
no,
are legitimately injured. They
no. Like
legitimately
I said,
injured.
that argument is a great argument for real. They need to find a stipulation to where the injury games don't count. You're absolutely right. But the NBA, like, y'all gonna find a way to do that. Try to freak that though.
Hey,
That's probably why it was. I'm sure in the CBA and everything when they made this up that was part of the conversation. I'm sure that wasn't overlooked. That's too big of a thing to be overlooked. Like, what if they're really hurt? They like, yeah, if they really hurt, you know how many doctors in a team that's going to help them? Ain't no team doctor not gonna be with the league. They're gonna help the player. Yeah, he's really hurt tonight. He can't play. Here's the report. They might show a different dude's fracture just to help. Like, this is what happens in the NBA, bro. We talking about billions of dollars are being made. You know what I'm saying? So
and
if I call my team doctor, hey, he's hurt. I don't care how you need to make that work, but he's hurt. They're gonna do that. So it had to be that had to be part of the conversation when they made up this rule.
so, and then again, before we move on to the next topic, it's just discussing legacies. Like I was saying earlier, like I pointed out just a couple players throughout history who's made All NBA or All Defensive or even MVP, but they played under 65 games. But that's not going to change for them, and it's only going to change for players going forward. So, like my favorite player, Damian Lillard, made All NBA third team last season, but he only played 58 games. Um, Kobe Bryant made All NBA in 2011, 2012, but he only played 57 games. Scottie Pippen, he made All NBA team, but he only played 47 games back in the 96-97 season or 97-98 season. So it's team players have made these accolades before, but didn't play nowhere near, that 65 or let alone
Okay.
82 games.
Okay, so we're talking about how things are being unfair for the stars, but what about the players that are playing? You don't think that's a little unfair to them? Regardless
Now
if they're not regardless if they're not putting up the numbers, these dudes is putting up. They're there. They're
they're there.
participating. So it's me. That's why I said this
Good
thing is a
point.
double-edged sword.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Because if this dude is really taking days off because he just don't want to play, and I'm out here busting my ass every day, hell yeah, I should be making that all defensive team. I should be making that all NBA team. Because guess what? Go kick it with your females, partner.
Right. I'm gonna be over here
I'm
working.
finna get this bonus, big dog. Believe that. You feel
The
me? So
these
I'm
all
encouraging fools. I'm James Harden in my locker. Hey, bro, didn't Sabrina
right,
didn't Sabrina
right.
call you last night? You don't want to come taking days off. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about these All-Star reserves, man. So the NBA announced the All-Star reserves going into All-Star weekend, upcoming mid-February, and I'm a read down some of the All-Stars for both the. Let's start with the West, and we're gonna talk about some possible snubs because I'm seeing a couple of them. So your All-Star Western for the Western Conference Reserves got Kawhi Leonard, got Anthony Davis,
Called it. Called it.
Devin Booker made it,
Called that.
Stephen Curry,
Called that.
Anthony Edwards,
Called that.
Paul George,
Yeah,
and
later I
Karl
called
Anthony
that.
Towns.
Called
Karl
that
Anthony
later
Towns.
too. Actually, that was my original All-Star team.
Now, some notable
Besides
snubs
Sabonis.
besides Sabonis. I think you named Sabonis and not Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and
Or
I
you end
added
up going, you
Carl
was
later.
bouncing back and forth.
But I ended up adding Carl later.
Yeah, and
But
you end
yeah.
up having Karl Anthony Towns. So Sabonis, uh, Jonas Sabonis was averaging 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. He had
Mm-hmm.
29 doubles, 29 doubles
Mm-hmm.
consecutively.
That's why when you looked at me, I'm like, you don't see what this fool over there doing?
Yeah,
He over there killing. That dude is
yeah,
killing. And he the heartbeat of the team for the most part, bro. That's why when I said it, you looked at me like Sabonis. I'm like, bro, this dude is over there killing in Sacramento, bro.
You
So
you did
yeah,
throw me off with that Sabonis one. I went and looked up his stats. Yeah, man, he's a big
yeah.
part of why they winning.
Boy over there putting the work. You know, bro, little something. Sometimes I know something. You know things about stuff.
De'Aaron Fox averaging 27.2 points right now. Team in fifth place. His stats are about what with Steph Curry this season. I was kind of afraid Steph wasn't gonna make the All-Star game. I ain't gonna lie, but again, you called it.
Serious?
You called
Yeah.
it.
He
If you
said,
got to
first of
choose,
all, coaches, first of all, the league, hey, if y'all don't get light skinned dude on this damn All-Star team, a lot of y'all gonna get, what is it called? Them red letters in your mailbox. And Steph Curry don't make this All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? You just certain dudes you just know, bro. And plus he on his last leg. And you get the sympathy vote, plus the popularity vote, plus the coaches like you, plus everybody like you. He's a cool cat. So you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you feel me?
And if you ask me who I want to see in the All Star game, it's going to be Steph
You want to
Curry.
see
Definitely,
exactly? I
I
mean,
want to see Steph
De'Aaron,
Curry.
we love you, dog. We
Definitely.
pimping Cali out here all day, but your turn is coming, dog. Right now, light skin power. So
And then you have the Pelican boys, Zion, Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum. None of them made it. Jamal Murray, he was uh he was injured for a majority, but he's putting up numbers. And I was holding out hope for Wembanyama. He leading the league in blocks as
I
a
was
rookie.
shocked. I was shocked for a rookie like that. That just let you know how really a small market San Antonio is to me. Like without super duper stars over there like the Tim Duncans and whatchamacallit, because it was no way in life Tim Duncan wasn't gonna make an All-Star team. It was pretty much only thing that kept Tony out the All-Star is just he has so many good point guards in his conference. You know what I'm saying? So, but he still found a way. Ginobili, Duncan, and them, they made a couple of All-Star teams together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that just lets you know how much of a small market it is. And to me, I think it plays to me Wembanyama's personality. He's fucking boring. Like, keep it real. I'm just keep it real. He's a boring French guy. Like, I mean, I'm just, nothing against the French. I love y'all. Like some of y'all food and stuff. I love a
French
crepe,
fries and
good crepe,
everything.
but good crepe. Nah, stop it. But he's boring. No personality. Have you seen a good Wembanyama commercial? Have you
I
seen
seen
anything that made you just be like, hey,
I
you know what I'm
seen some
saying?
good Wembanyama highlights,
No
man. That damn Sham God, he
highlights.
couldn't really go bare, man. His game
Yeah,
ain't
but
born. That
no, that's
nutmeg
not how
is
you make the.
crazy.
That's not how you make the all. That's not how you make the All Star. That's not how you make the All Star. You make the All Star with good play and personality because it's All Star games about who wants to see.
I can't hear you. Where you at? There you go. What? Nope. There you go.
Yeah, my daughter calling me. I don't know why she calling me. Who wants to see you and stuff like that. I say that's what the All-Star game is about. It ain't about, moves and stuff. It's about personality. Plus it's about what's the word? Longevity. I can say longevity. Um being a part of the league. You've been part of the league for a while. You know, people have seen you. People know you. The coaches know you. You know, nobody know this cat. You know, they keep him in the box somewhere in in the practice facility. He only comes out when they push the power.
Dude, dude be out in the community.
I'm just saying.
I did see some shit where he was out hanging out in San Antonio at the bars and stuff, meeting people. So
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I mean, no, I know. Don't get me wrong. He seemed like a nice guy, but is he, because of the market he's in, it's not getting put in a good light. You know what I'm saying? Like his real personality, how he isn't being put out there how it should, and that just comes from having a dry coach, and you know that dry atmosphere San Antonio is. So far as the team itself, you know what I mean? It's one of them teams, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yay, San Antonio, yeah.
I'll say this.
So I'm just
So
saying.
Anthony Davis and Carl Anthony Towns better watch out next year because I think Duke coming after somebody all-star spot. Now,
Well, I think they finna tool up. If they get some another rookie, that's what's gonna put eyes on San Antonio. If they get like a dynamic duel, like you take it back in the day, like a Marbury Garnett type thing, where they got two youngsters that's super raw, and they just like boom, that'll put San Antonio back on the map.
what would
I
also
don't know who.
if his teammates stop looking him off so goddamn much too, because I'm pretty sure his numbers would be up a little bit more.
But people forget all these dudes are all around the same age. Like
Dude,
his team is full of youngsters too. Ain't nobody trying to give up no shine. Ain't nobody, because everybody's still trying to make their name, and none of them got a name. None of them do.
Wembanyama got a name.
I'm talking about the other players.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get their next big deal. They're trying to play for that too. So you're the new hotness right now, but I need to guarantee my money, son.
Dude,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We have to have him coming to Jesus, and he'll get one of them Dow Sim punches from across the room. Keep overlooking me like that, bro. Like you can't see looking me off, bro. Like I'm 7'4". I know you saw me, but
Hey,
anyway,
call him down. I'm done.
bro.
I'm done. I'm done.
Eastern Conference reserves. Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics. Donovan Mitchell.
He called him down.
Jalen Brunson.
Yo got flame. He hit him with a booyah.
Bam Adebayo.
Oh, I hate you.
Julius Randle. Tyrese Maxey.
I called it.
And Paulo Banchero.
Now,
you did call that.
I said my young cat from Philly should make the All-Star team. Somebody in the basketball world was watching our show. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
What?
Amen.
Got the memo from the Leave It on the Court podcast. They said you should put Maxey. The coach was like, hey, they right. Boom. Let's call Maxey. Boom. He's on the bench. They love me. They love me. They love us. Let's go. They listen. Yay. Seriously, dude, I told you, dude, the little dude got personality. You know what I'm saying? He quick. He raw. He just dropped 50. So they was like, you know how to put because on the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention it's not really that many guards out there. And Bronson didn't make it.
Oh, he did. Jalen Brunson made it. I named Jalen Brunson. Yeah, he was the first. He was the first one.
Okay. I could have swore I didn't hear them say his name.
Trae Young didn't make it.
That's who it was. Trae Young
sucks.
Didn't make it.
That sucks. He averaging almost 28 points with 10 assists. He's second in all in the NBA in assists at 11 assists.
But isn't his team doing bad?
Come on, man. Steph team doing bad.
Hey, look. Hey, check this out, bro. I ain't gonna lie though. I think it's like a little lightweight blackballing on Trae Young, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's a little black cloud over him, and I don't know. And from the Olympics to this here, it's starting to like show a little bit more than it was before. I be feeling like they be hating on my young partner, like for real.
He got snubbed.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm finna find out. I'm finna look up a couple documentaries on him and find out why the league seems not to like this dude.
He got snubbed last All-Star game too, man. He was averaging similar numbers and didn't get picked, didn't get that call. And
Mm.
I'm looking at he could have took Paul Banchero's spot. His numbers are technically better than Maxi's, but
There's too many
Maxi took it
guards though.
better.
Too many
Don,
guards. Philly's
Donovan
more
Mitchell missed
popular
a
in
lot
the
of
winter.
time.
Donovan Mitchell is one of them dudes. He got legacy. He got longevity. Like he all, and plus he a dunker too. Like you know what I'm saying. He got that. He got
I want to see.
personality. He's
I want to.
he's not a small guard, and they had too many small guards. How was they gonna put him on the team with Jalen, Damon, and
So
my boy
it's an
Maxi?
all-star game. It's an all-star game. They couldn't even got rid of Bam Adebayo, man. Ice Trade deserved to be there, dog.
Yeah,
He even got his own signature shoot. If
all
anything,
these dudes
if I, if I'm
do. Don't do that.
if if I'm Trey Young, I'm requesting a trade. Get me out of Atlanta. Send me to the Lakers. Like, put me out there with
Now that
LeBron.
now okay. Now check this out. If they make that trade, do the Lakers do the Lakers win the championship?
No,
Thank you. And why do you think that? Why do you think that?
I think that even though Trey Young brings that offensive that shooting, I think there's going to be a lot of this between Trey Young and LeBron James on who's going to be ball dominant.
I don't think it's gonna be that.
There's going to be a lot of plays taken off on the defensive end between
That's what it's gonna be.
Trey and LeBron, and I think that Trey Young hadn't done it on the biggest stage
Mm-hmm.
yet, so it's a lot there, and you got to kind of then to change around your whole team for a guy like Trey Young. So
I
that's a lot there.
I think the shot in his shots, you think they're being scrutinized now. I think
And
you're gonna be in LA with LeBron on the Lakers taking half court shots that's airballing.
in a win
Man,
now, and I want you to win now
mm,
situation.
that
Once you get
so
put in
that's
that
why
win now
everybody
problem,
and
it's
then
different.
they talking about if they don't get him Devontae Murray, and I was like, that's an even worse pick. You might as well get Westbrook. So they the same dude. I swear to
Yeah,
God. They said Devontae probably got a little bit better shot than Westbrook so far as
a
long
little bit,
range.
a little bit better
But I see
shot.
a
Oh no, I
little
guess
bit. But they basically the same dude though.
he. I will say Javante Murray do play defense though.
Yeah, well,
He
yeah,
do. He
you
is
will get
capable,
that. You will get that. And he lengthy.
and
Yeah, you will get
it's
that.
except
But I
when Steph
still
dropped 60 on
LeBron
Maxey. Yeah.
LeBron needs shooters. He needs a bunch of dudes that can make threes and play defense. 3-and-D guys. Those have always been the best teams around LeBron. It's when he had 3-and-D dudes around him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
From the Miami days, even the early Cleveland days when he had Damon Jones and all them. He's not really a 3-and-D guy, but that he was that corner guy that if all else fails,
Mm.
pass it to the corner, Damon gonna hit one. You get what I'm
And you know
saying?
what you're doing. Right.
He don't have one player like that on this team. He don't have one dude you can stick in the corner and boom. They need to be trying to get a Buddy Hield or somebody like that. They need a shooter, a Clay. Stick Clay in the corner or something like that.
Leave,
They need.
leave,
I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
leave
I ain't
play
trying to.
out
I'm
of this,
sorry.
bro.
Okay. I'm sorry. My bad. But they really need to try to get a shooter. They need to get a bunch of shooters, some Ray Allen type of dudes. Like you know what I'm saying? That's on. I don't understand why they don't see this as the formula for winning with LeBron. You gotta you see what Mike Miller did, Ray Allen, all these dudes that was around him when he won championships. They were all jump shooters, and they played for him. Danny Green, they played a little defense. Even that Laker team that won the championship, Danny Green and uh dude that play in Denver now, number 5,
Kid Caldwell
Caldwell
Pope. Yeah.
vote and stuff like 3 and D guys on that last championship team. So I don't
Man,
know, man.
send LeBron to Golden State and we'll see.
Yeah,
But look,
boom. We talking now. He might run off 3. Now you want to talk about? Hey, you'll take LeBron for Clay? Because you know
that's
it's
been
gonna
our
have to be
time that we've been
Clay
on the
or
Court
Clay.
podcast. We hit an
Yeah,
hour.
man. Yeah, man. We just left it on the court. I like to thank everybody that joined and participated in this episode. But if you didn't catch this episode, you can definitely catch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Probably in a day or two. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the episode. Also, we are working on the TikTok thing. You know what I'm saying? I know we said in 2 weeks, so I'm giving next week. We calling it next week. We will be on TikTok no matter what. This is what we doing. So, you know, we love you, IG. Everybody that's following us on IG, y'all need to come follow us on TikTok. You will be seeing these episodes from now on out on there. Another thing, we got another interview coming up. It was supposed to be this week, but it got postponed. So I got another good interview coming up with a good friend of mine. Also, like I said, we just stepped on the court. And I'm Jay Dimes. It's my little bro.
Giannis, love you, big bro.
I love you too, dog. You know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure. So until next Saturday, that's gang, man.
Gang.